Morning, students. I'm Manisha, Assistant Professor, CSE Department, RMD Engineering College. I'm handling human-computer interaction subject. Now, we have completed Unit 1 and now we are going to start Unit 2, Design and Software Process. So, in the first unit, everything we have seen related to how interaction with human and computer. Now we have started our next unit, Introduction to Design. So in Introduction to Design, what all we are going to see. So what is design? Design involves achieving goals with constraints and trade-off between these. Understanding the raw materials, computer and human, accepting limitations of human and of design. The design process has several stages and is iterative and never complete. Interaction starts with getting to know the users and their context, finding out who they are and what they are like, talking to them, watching them. Golden rules of design: understand computer, understand people and their interaction. So in case of understanding the computer, limitations, capacities, tools, platforms. Understanding people, psychological, social aspects, human error and their interaction. To error as a human. Nature of humans to make mistakes, and the system should be designed to reduce the likelihood of those mistakes and to minimize the consequences what mistakes happen. The central message, the user. This is the core of interaction design. Put the user first, keep the user in the center and remember the user at the end. So what are the process of design? What is wanted? Analyze, design, prototype, and if the prototype is okay, you can continue. Otherwise, again do analyze, design, and final step is implement and deploy. So what is I have explained this, what is wanted? Scenario task analysis. In the analysis part, what are the guidelines and principle? If it is design is okay, you can implement and apply. Suppose in case of it is a prototype means the dialogue notation, heuristic, what is there and what is wanted in ethnographics, interviews. So what are the steps? Requirements. Requirements is under what is there and what is wanted. Analysis, ordering and understanding. Design, what to do and how to decide. Iteration and prototyping, getting it right and finding what is really needed. Implementation and deployment, making it and getting it out there. User focus, know your user. Who are they? Are they young or old? Experienced computer users or novices? Probably not like you. When designing a system, it is easy to design it as if you want they were the main user. You assume your own interest and abilities. So often you hear a designer say, but it's obvious what to do. Talk to them. This can take many forms: structured interviews about their job or life, open-ended discussions, or bringing the potential users fully into the design process. The last of these is called participatory design. Watch them. Use your imagination. Next comes scenarios. Scenarios are stories for design, rich stories of interaction, simplest design representation, but one of the most flexible and powerful. Scenarios can be used to communicate with others, validate other models, understand dynamics. Scenario are a resource that can be used and reused throughout the design process, helping us see what is wanted, suggesting how user will deal with the potential design, checking that proposed implementation will work, and generating test case for final valuation. Navigation design. Different levels of interaction, widgets, screen or windows, navigation within the application, environment. In case of widgets, the appropriate choice of widgets and wording in menus and button will help you know how to use them for a particular selection or action. Screens or windows, you need to find things on the screen, understand the logical grouping of buttons. Navigation within the application, you need to be able to understand what will happen when a button is pressed to understand where you are in the interaction. Environment, the word processor has to read documents from disk, perhaps some are on remote networks, you swap between applications, perhaps cut and paste. Navigation design, two main kinds of issues, local structure, global structure. Looking from one screen or page out, structure of site, movement between screens. Local structure, much of interactions involve goal-seeking behavior. To do this goal-seeking, each state of the system or each screen needs to give the user enough knowledge of what to do to get closer to their goal. 4 things to look. Knowing where you are, knowing what you can do, knowing where you are going or what will happen, knowing where you have been or what you have done. Where are you? Breadcrumbs. Show path to website hierarchy. Website. Top level category. Subcategory. This page. Live links to higher levels. What you can do. What can be pressed or clicked to go somewhere or do something. On the web, the standard underlined links make it clear which text is clickable and which is not. To improve the appearance of the page, many sites changes the color of links and may remove the underline too. Where you are going when you click a button or what will happen. What you have done, need to know everything about the internal state of the system and the things outside the contents of files, networked devices, etc. that could affect it. Global structure, hierarchical organization. One way to organize a system is in some form of hierarchy, organized along functional boundaries by roles, user types, or some more esoteric breakdowns such as modules. Help during design, but can also be used to structure the actual system. Deep hierarchies are difficult to navigate. Better to have a broad top-level categories and to present several levels of menu on one screen or web page. Example, if the user wants to look up information on a particular city, an alphabetical list of all city names would be fast, but for other process, a list by region would be more appropriate. Global structure dialogue. In HCI, dialogue is used to refer to the pattern of interactions between the user and the system. So, what dialogue? Do you name, take this woman, I do. Do you name, take this man, I do. I now pronounce you man and wife. Marriage service, general flow, generic, blank for names, pattern of interaction between people. Computer dialogue, pattern of interaction between user and system, but detail differ each time. To describe a full system, we need to take into account different paths to the system and look whether the system returns to the same screen. Simple way is network diagram. So network diagram, main screen, remove user, confirm, then add user. Show what leads to what, show what happens when, include branches and loops, be more task oriented than a hierarchy. Thank you.